From an important land use decision to a local professor scaring up an all-ages music concert, it's all here on Seattle News Now. Hello, I'm Brian Callanan. The Seattle City Council has approved a new law that would speed up environmental reviews for major land use projects. The council says the move will help bring more housing projects online to make the city a more sustainable place to live. Supporters say neighborhood opponents have abused the SEPA, or State Environmental Policy Act, many times over the past years, blocking urban growth. Opponents are concerned the council's decision could negatively impact the environment. The city's legislation comes after a decision by the state back in April to exempt some land use action from SEPA appeals. The city has reached an agreement with the owner of the Showbox Theater to close a lawsuit over the property and set a timeline to determine what its future use will be. The city will pay the owner $915,000 in legal fees and other costs. This settles the $40 million suit the owner filed in June after the city tried to place the Showbox in the Pike Place Market Historical District. The settlement gives Seattle the right to buy the property for $41.4 million and gives the city until March 1st of next year to identify a buyer. The City Council has passed a resolution to oppose I-976, the latest measure from Tim Eyman to reduce car tab taxes. The council says the initiative, which would cap vehicle license fees at $30 for standard vehicles, would cost $4 billion in local and state transportation funding. Eyman, who spoke at the council's meeting on this issue, says the resolution is an arrogant, improper use of tax dollars. The council says the initiative would slash millions of dollars in funding for transportation projects in Seattle. Eyman says high car tabs are a ripoff and says politicians aren't doing anything about it. A new report on the city's navigation team shows it might not be connecting as many people to shelter services as first thought. The Human Services Department says in the first half of this year, only 30% of the people the team refers to shelter actually show up there. By comparison, the city asks its nonprofit homeless service providers to ensure 60% of their referrals enroll in shelter services. The council is currently looking into the mayor's request for $8.4 million for the navigation team for next year. Coming up on October 19th and 20th, Turk Fest takes over Seattle Center. The event features Turkish food, music, and dance, and is intended to foster friendship and celebrate Turkish culture. The two-day event at the Armory is free to the public. Gigi, an award-winning Korean guitarist, will be featured at the Free at the Frye concert series on October 26th. The show will have both contemporary and traditional music, and listeners of all ages are encouraged to check out the free program at the Frye Museum on First Hill. Finally, just in time for Halloween, it's time for a concert featuring all the spooky organ music you can handle. Students of UW professor Carol Terry will perform a free all-ages show using Kane Hall's famous Littlefield organ at 7:30 Sunday night, October 27th. To learn more about any of the stories you've seen here, log on to seattlechannel.org/Seattle News Now. I'm Brian Callanan, and I'll see you next time on Seattle News Now.